When I first heard about the challenge, I actually chickened out. But then, somehow, this happened.
Another Maker of the Month challenge, huh?
Yep.
Like last time, Mila straight up kicked you.
Hey, Mila's project was awesome. So was her story. She deserves the win.
Mila kicked both of our butts. Good point. Please continue.
My garage was a mess, and I didn't plan on starting a new project until I fixed it all. My planner was out of whack, giving me snipe from both sides. I didn't have time, and never did anything like this before. Suddenly, some other part of my brain woke up and said, "Hey, stop looking for excuses. It's disgusting." So we agreed to work on it together, and in case of a fail, we would just hide it from everyone. The shape of this mistake piece was absolutely weird, and it made it look interesting. First, we needed to flatten it a bit. Since my planner was off, we pulled out an old purchase from eBay. It was only $34, and nobody else wanted it. I wonder why. Well, something was off again. It was leaving a lot of tear out and getting stuck. After inspecting the blade, turned out it was twisted and had a convex shape, or concave, depends on how you look at it. Ordering a new blade would take a week, and we wouldn't have any time left for the challenge. So our team had to try and flatten and sharpen the blade and the sole and the chip breaker. And it took 5 days. Blade started to look much better. Interesting that this plane turned out to be old, and I felt like I won a lottery. Lesson learned: keep your tools in a good shape and ready at all times. Anyways, piece was now flat and we switched to adding bevels.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing.
I do not trust my hands. So we made a little support from tape and scraps. It even worked from all sides. We might need a shooting board with adjustable fence. Then I had to be a little bit more brave and freehand those saw marks. Just having cool bevels was not enough, and I asked AI to generate some lines. It looked quite messy, so I just started mine from corners and left just a couple of them. Goal was to inlay a copper wire, and I had no idea how. We attached the ruler with tape and started scoring with marking knife. then utility knife. And please don't do this the way I did here, it's not safe. Putty knife was a bit wider too, but the ruler just happened to be a perfect fit. The trickiest part was to extend the dado around all slopes and edges. And of course I did a couple of mistakes. By this point, we came to realization that if we want to start a high-end woodworking business, we need a better way of making microdados. By the way, the copper wire is only 0.64 millimeters wide. So if you know a better way than a ruler, please let me know, 'cause ruler hurts. Another tricky part was to cut the wire at an angle. Utility knife would not cut in place, so I had to snip it as close as I could. Then, if you put the wire away, it's very easy to lose that angle that you needed. Another way I tried was to simply overlap the wires. Hammering it was much easier. Glue up had to happen in stages, one intersection at a time, and then edges. The scariest part was sanding. Somebody kept yelling at me not to sand through the wires. They are very, very thin. Drilling holes for the candles should have been the easiest part, but nope. Drill bit ripped and twisted several wires, and I had to add more glue, more hammer, and more sanding. Somebody at this point kept panicking about wires and the deadline. The easiest part was finishing. Finally, something actually turned out good. Well, enjoy those money shots and see you later.